Hey guys, if you haven't already, give the video a like, subscribe to my channel. This is a what if series and I'll be doing more down the road. Plus Ultra.
Hey guys, welcome to another part to what if Deku and Todoroki were brothers. So we left off with Deku just finishing murdering the people that tormented him, and for the ones that didn't have anything to do with it, Deku felt like they heard his screams, they heard his cries, they heard his pleas for help, his pleas, and they still didn't come to help him and everything. So he felt they played a big role in his torment. And Deku, when he got finished, he would let out a little smile, just like you see here in this picture, with blood covering his face, and except for this aura around him, imagine it being more like a purplish aura, like a sinister purplish aura. And we left off with the brothers at the UA entrance exam, and I know some of you said, why would the Todoroki brothers get at the entrance exam? Wouldn't they get recommended? Since Endeavor really didn't have any kind of affiliation or hopes that Deku would ever become a hero, Deku has to take the entrance exam. Todoroki doesn't, but he just came there to support his brother. So Deku is just wearing like a purplish shirt, some black pants, and some black shoes. Sort of similar to like Naruto footwear, because I like those kind of shoes. Or similar to, I would say, let's put it like this, sort of similar to Yamcha's, like the Turtle Hermit footwear that they wear. Anyway, so President Mike would do his normal speech about explaining the robots and to stay away from the 0 robot. And since you guys, let's do a little backlap. So you had, well, not 10 months and everything. So you guys voted on Deku getting one for all. So he's going to get one for all right after the entrance exam, because All Might's going to see promise in Deku. So let's explain how the entrance exam is going to go, with President Mike explaining everything that he should. And Kachan would look over and say, is that Deku? What's he doing here? And Deku would just be basically looking with a blank look with his hands over his mouth, kind of in a folded position, sort of like Sasuke when he was explaining his goals to Kakashi. Yeah, I don't know if you guys know what that means, but hey. Anyway, so the entrance exam would commence, and Deku would be running through robots. I'm not going to mention anybody, but he would be running through robots. Deku would still have the inspiration of becoming a hero that his quirk has manifested, but he doesn't want to tell anybody about his dark nature or what he had to do to basically get out of the place that he was locked up in. So Deku was just running through robots, destroying them. He even created a big purple flame-like fist, a big purple flame-like fist, and threw it through a bunch of robots that were targeting him, or not targeting him, coming near him. Deku was racking up a lot of points in the entrance exam when he heard a big grumble, and he's seen everyone running away. He even seen the person with glasses and engines for feet running away. But he also noticed, what is everyone running away from? He's seen a 0 robot and say, oh, this guy? So you mean to tell me So you mean to tell me that you all are heroes and you're running away from something like this? Isn't it a hero's job to stand up and fight things that might seem to give them a hard time? I don't know. That's just me. Anyway, Deku was finna approach the, jump up and leap and, smash and hit the robot until he heard a girl crying or saying, help, help, help. And he looked over to see Ochaku, which basically Deku just ran over there. And he told her to use her quirk, but she really couldn't use her quirk at the moment. So Deku just used his flames and incinerated the piece of rock that was on her leg. And she said, I can't lift it, but I can do this. So he incinerated, picked Ochaku up, and ran back over there with the rest of the other teammates, getting rescue points. So the UA entrance exam is over. Deku was getting ready to jump up there and see if he could land a ferocious blow against the 0 robot, but he decided not to, since there was a damsel in distress and he felt the need to save her. So as the UA entrance exam commences, Deku goes back home with Todoroki, and Todoroki said, "How you do?" And he says, "I think I placed first." And Todoroki would say, "Good job, bro." Deku would go home and he would see his father, and hatred would fill his eyes, but he wouldn't say anything. He would just walk past his father with nothing in his heart. All he would say to his father is, "I hate you," and go into his room. Now, Deku would still have a muscular fit, as he would still keep fed during all the tormenting and everything, and his fit and his muscular fit would still be there. So Deku would have sort of, let's say, in between. So in between his 10-year training body and a Baki body. Let's put it in between there. So Deku's like ripped and he still has his body. So after the entrance exam, well, Deku was home. He got his letter saying he was invited to UA entrance exam. Well, he was accepted in UA high school. And Deku, at this point, would have got an invitation from All Might, like a personal invitation to say, "Meet me at the beach." And Deku would have wondered what this was about. So Deku would have went out, and because All Might is his favorite hero, he looks up to All Might. And when he went out to the beach, he noticed that it was full of garbage there. And Deku would say, "So there's nobody who cleans up this beach, I guess." Deku would see All Might and say, "Hey there, young one. I seen what you did in the UA entrance exam, and it's very impressive. You showed great skill and great heroism. I would like to give you my quirk." And All Might would go through, Izuku would like, "Wait, what? Give me your quirk? Is that even possible?" And All Might would go through explaining what his quirk was, what the job of his quirk was, and what the duty of his quirk was. And Izuku, he would say, "Oh, and he would accept All Might's quirk with grace. Even if he would accept, let's just say he would accept All Might's quirk with grace. So now Izuku's got the quirk, and he says, "Well, I don't feel any different, All Might." And he would say, "Well, instead of calling you All Might, what's your real name?" And All Might said, "Oh, I've never been asked that before. Toshinori Yagi." "Well, my name is Izuku Midoriya. It's nice to meet you, Toshinori. And I will do my best to create honor with this quirk. I promise you." So with that, don't keep in mind, Zuko does have the ideals to kill. I mean, they're in the back of his head, but if he needs to, he would show no mercy to his victims. Now, Izuku spent all night cleaning the beach, because All Might said, "Test out your power, see how far you can get up to." And Izuku was easily able to get up at 35%, one for all. He even, not as stupid as he was, but I feel like All Might teached him how to push one for all throughout your body. And his body was already there. His mental stability, it was already there. So Izuku was at 35% one for all. And due to the fact that Zuko was training the same kind of training, I mean, he would watch Endeavor put Todoroki through some gruesome training, and he would try out training methods of his own. And Izuku's most combative style was karate, taekwondo. He became an expert master in taekwondo and karate and hand-to-hand combat. Yeah, but like Zuko liked using his legs, but he also liked using his fists too. So with that, Izuku cleaned the beach, and it was morning time. He didn't even feel tired, as his regenerative powers helped him like stave off the fatigue. So Izuku could go for hours and hours and hours and hours of training, managing to get up managing to like gain his dirt and like build his endurance, build his speed, build his durability, and build his strength to new levels. Izuku cleaned the beach in less than a few hours. When morning came, the beach was spotless, and All Might was like had a smile on his face, and he said, "Oh my goodness," like he did in the anime. All Might would look at Izuku just sitting down watching the water flow, and Izuku would say, "How come Endeavor is such an asshole?" All Might would look at Izuku saying, "Whoa, language." Say, "I'm sorry, but it's just that's who my father is. He's trying to turn my brother into the #1 hero, basically trying to get my brother to outbeat you." And All Might would say, "Well, Endeavor always been like that. He's always been trying to outstep me." but he could never do it. I fight for the people, while Endeavor just fights ruthless. I even think he's killed before. The people don't like seeing heroes that commit such acts, but... And then again, there's Endeavor. Oh, I should get going, Toshinori. I think I'll be back here to train a little bit more if you have any much more advice that you need to give me about this power. But I will use it with pride. Sorry about that. And I will destroy any villain that causes harm to the world. And Deku walks off, waving his hand bye to All Might. And All Might just thinking in his head, this kid's already got up to 35% of the power in such short time. Even look at the beach. He even cleaned it with the little time he did have before he had to go to his first day at UA High School. He didn't even get a chance to tell him that I would become a teacher there. How poetic. How ironic. So Deku would enter the class. He would see Kachan, he would see Tenya Ida, he would see Momo, he would see all the classmates that he had, but he basically ignored them and just walked to his seat and put his head down. With Ochaku Uraraka coming at him, and she would tap at Deku saying, hey, you're the one that saved me. And Deku would lift his head up and saying, I did. And she would say, thank you. I got careless and let my guard down. And Izuku would look at her and say, you did get careless and you did let your guard down. But it's all fine and everything. I mean, it happens. Just try to focus on getting stronger, Ochaku. And she'd say, well, you know my name. I did studying, so it's not hard to figure out all the participants that basically are, well, have made it into UA High School. So don't get weird by it. And Ochaku would say, well, then again, thank you for saving me. And saying, yes, but you can thank me more if you train harder and focus your skills in combat. Try to focus on a martial arts that's specifically designed around you and become a master at it. And Ochaku takes this to heart, and Ochaku's martial arts would be centered more around, so what martial arts do you want me to give Ochaku? Because it's going to play a big role in the near future. Should I give her Muay Thai, Judo, or karate? Pick one. Now, so Ochaku would take this to heart. She would go sit down, and Tenya Ida would come over and explain himself. But before he could, Shoto Aizawa would come in the beanbag. They would realize, who is this character in this kind of stretchy bag-like thing? And it would be revealed to be their class teacher. And he would tell them, well, this looks like my class. All of you get dressed. Here, wear these. Come out to the training field. And one of the classmates would say, but Ochaku, I think, would say, don't we have an orientation? I'm the teacher of this class, so I can do with my class how I see fit. If I wanted to expel you all, I could do it right here, right now. So stop wasting time and come to the field. So all the kids, they would come to the field and they would be looking around and figure out what they were doing and everything. And since Shoto Aizawa would go ask Bakugo like he did in the anime, how far did you manage to get the ball? And Bakugo would tell him it's a percentage, and then Bakugo would throw his ball, managing to get 761 meters. Correct me in the comments if I'm wrong about that, but that's what I think it is. So all of them kids and everything say, oh, this is going to be easy. This is going to be easy. And Shoto Aizawa was looking at them and saying, you remember what I said back in class? If you think this is going to be that easy, if one of you ranks below the average number, you're expelled. How is that for easy? So all of them would commence in the test and everything. And the test would go just like this. The 100-meter dash with Izuku aced immediately, and Bakugo just gets mad. Like angry mad. I mean, the last time he seen Izuku, he knew he didn't have a quirk. He was quirkless. So Bakugo would get mad, but he would brush it off. And in the grip strength test, Deku, with his grip strength and his flames, he broke it, but he also melted, like disintegrated. Not disintegrate, but I'm saying he like singed it. And for as far as all the other tests go, Some tests Izuku ranked last, but as far as the 100-meter dash, as far as the grip strength test, as far as all the other, I don't really know how many tests there were. So I'm not gonna say Izuku ranked last. I'm actually gonna say Izuku actually quite managed to get in first. Well, second and first place. So with that, the ball throw was commencing, and Izuku, with the ball throw, he was called up to play Shoto Aizawa. So Izuku powered up his full cow in his body to 35%. Well, not 35%. He powered it up to 25% as he didn't want to go all out, and Shoto Aizawa would cancel his quirk, but Izuku would throw the ball with so much force that it still reached over 567 meters. And Shoto Aizawa, wait, what? And Izuku would look at Shoto Aizawa and say, yeah, you canceled my quirk, didn't you, teacher? Well, you should know that I always don't depend on the quirk. I always depended on my physical strength too. So I always used to do this kind of ball throw thing when I was like 12 or 13 years old. I used to do it every day for at least 10,000 times until I managed to get it down. So when I first threw the ball at my age 12, I managed to get over 261 meters. Well, 260 meters. And then when I threw it at age 13, I managed to get at 450. So it's quite a shock that my natural body power can get up to 567. That's kind of incredible. Now, if you don't mind, can you please let me use my quirk? And Shoto Aizawa would say, go ahead. I noticed you stopped me because you want me to go all out, because in a battle there's not going to be any half-assing, and I understand that. So I will intentionally go all out in this ball throw. And Izuku would just let out a breath, and he would reel his arm back. Izuku would look up, he would point, and he would use at least 35% one for all, and his hand would glow a purplish flame-like aura, and Izuku would launch the ball with a purple trail behind it. As the ball it landed, and Shoto Aizawa clocked in at 960 meters. The rest of the class was shocked, and Bakugo just felt sweat in his palms. He just felt angry, like, damn, he didn't have a quirk. How is he doing this? How is that nerd doing this? And Izuku was like, wow, that's very impressive. I didn't know I could get it that far. Well, I think I passed. Now, so every student passed, and I'm not going to expel no one, but I kind of had someone on mind, but I feel like it's some of you out there that like Mineta, so I'm going to have him stay, even if he's a pervert. I mean, I find him funny. I hope y'all don't. I hope y'all do. So, with that, the apprehension test is complete, and everyone is in UA High School. Deku basically goes home. Well, he goes home and he goes into the dojo to train hard. Focusing more on a different type of martial arts. Noticing that he already mastered Taekwondo. It's nothing in Taekwondo that he hasn't mastered, but they say always perfect your skill. But Deku's skill was perfected, as when he kicked the wooden dummy went flying into a wall and broke. Deku's kicks were ferocious. And Deku was like, well, I guess this is what I can do. So, Deku, I haven't really touched upon what Deku and Todoroki's actions were. Well, Deku and Todoroki, they basically have a normal, carefree attitude. Just the attitude that you see Todoroki with is the attitude that you see Deku with. He doesn't talk much. Sorry about that. He doesn't talk much, and he tries to keep to himself. And with that, the next part is the battle trial arc, and Deku and Todoroki is going to be on the same team, with them not being like the Bakugo and Tenya Ida. They're not going to be a villains. It's going to be a different set of villains that's going to be playing out in that arc. So let me know in the comment sections below how you like this part of What If Deku and Todoroki Were Brothers Part 3. I'm sorry it took so long to get out, but I had to do all the requests, and I still got more requests to do from the what ifs that people suggested me to do. Now, anyway, without any further ado, you guys have a good day, a good night, and plus ultra.